Kemco, 1990. It's fucking Looney Tunes, it's Warner Brothers, it's Happy Birthday Bugs, except that's not the name of the game. It's Bugs Bunny's
Birthday Blowout.
Birthday fucking Blowout. I got Harold here.
Hello.
We both have a little bit of history with this game.
So was this supposed to be some sort of anniversary game?
It was. It was the Bugs' 50th anniversary. Because I guess the first official Bugs Bunny cartoon was in 1940, and this was 1990.
Oh.
So there you go. We're gonna.
How come they haven't done more games like this?
I don't know. Kemco doesn't really make shit anymore. So
Actually, they do.
what are you talking about, Harold? What do they make?
They're just publishing an RPG.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Well, they don't make shit like this anymore. It's Bugs Bunny's fucking birthday. Been invited to a huge party in his honor. He receives a fucking fancy-pants invitation. It reads, "Happy birthday, Bugs. As members of your fan club, it's our pleasure to request your fucking presence as the honored guest at the spectacular Bunny Birthday Blowout." However, his fellow Looney Tunes pals aren't very happy because they want their own party and they're fucking jealous. They're not happy. They're like, hey, how come I don't get a Wile E. Coyote party? Nobody's ever given them parties in their honor. That's true. How come Bugs always gets all the fucking attention? Wile E. Coyote's fucking bitter about it. He and the others are so mad that they're gonna try and prevent Bugs from reaching his own birthday party, which is fucked up. Bugs must now make his way to the party very cautiously to avoid all those crazy characters. And that's the story.
He's gotta go through a lot of places to get to a fucking party.
Yeah, no, it's gotta go on a fucking adventure.
Stage 1, round 1.
So the story with this game is that in my early Nintendo owning days, I rented it and I thought it was pretty neat. And then around Christmas, I'm going to say 90, I got a fucking box, a big box for Christmas, and in it was a game that wound up being my favorite game of all time, Mario 3, and the game that my grandmother probably bought for herself, Dr. Mario, but then she also bought this. So it was like 3 games and those like rapid fire Hudson controllers. That was a pretty sweet Christmas deal. So yeah, I owned this and I eventually beat it. Now, I don't know, when was the first time you played it, Harold? At my house, or did you rent it?
I've never played it before your house.
Did you ever rent it on your own afterwards?
No, I never did.
So it was just my house.
Yeah. But it's actually a pretty good game.
It's a decent game. Kemco made some pretty good games in general. Like, what are some other good, like, NES Kemco games you can think of?
Well, Kid Clown.
Oh, that's the big one. That's Kid Clown.
That was their last one, actually.
Oh, well, you know what? They went out on a high note then.
Probably this and the Crazy Castle series.
Oh, that's true. Fucking Crazy Castle. I'm sure they made other stuff. I can't think of it off the top of my head, though.
What's that RPG on it? Spin Gate.
They did Shadowgate?
Yeah, I think
I don't think they did the original game. Maybe they ported it.
Maybe.
Or published it. Yeah. Boom. Who did... Ouch. Fuck. There's all kinds of weird enemies in this game, like hammers and boxes of soap.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who did... fuck. What was that other RPG on NES? The one that they ported to GameCube, or Game Boy Color. Shit. Starts with an S.
Shadowgate.
No, wrong. It was a overhead game, not forward view like that.
Before the Game Boy?
Yeah, they made a slightly different version on Game Boy Color. Oh no, it starts with a C. Just kidding, I just remembered it. Crystallis. Who did Crystallis?
Crystallis. Wow, I don't remember.
It wasn't Kemco, obviously. I don't think it. I feel like it might have been SNK, but that feels weird.
Yeah,
that'd be like the only
so.
RPG they ever did.
Yeah, I think that is. Now think about it.
Weird. Now you can hide behind this grass, but I don't think it keeps you from getting hurt. The enemies can also hide behind the grass and pop out and get you.
No, they can't. Can they?
Yeah, they can. There are parts where like an enemy will pop out of the grass and get you. There we go. The hearts.
I like about the grass is blowing in the wind.
Yeah.
It's like the little...
cool shit, and then there's this. You hit this and go whee! Little seesaw action that you can actually control, unlike Mario.
That's weird. I remember this game not having very good animations, but it's actually not bad.
Well, you know, if you look at Bugs, he's pretty stiff. Like, his ears don't really move unless you jump. But, like, yeah, it's fine. It has some neat shit going on. I always wondered about this. There's these holes here, and there's these fucking, like, meatballs or boulders or whatever that come out of them. So here's the quote unquote boss encounter. You can't actually beat Daffy, he'll just hurt you. So the trick is you can't actually fight him, you have to get over here, and once you get carrots, they turn into Warner Brothers icons that are platforms.
Yes.
And even the sign is a platform. You have to get the fuck out of the stage.
Oh, it's pretty easy.
Yeah. There's only a few real bosses in the game that you actually have to fight. And here's one of the 2 kinds of bonus rounds in this game. It's a weird cross-section thing that I can't exactly... I've never mastered. It's like a bingo type thing. You just kind of have to randomly hit numbers.
Yeah, I just
If you get 3 in a row, you get a 1-up. So I got 2 1-ups right there. The other one's more fun. It's like a whack-a-mole type thing.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
And you pay in carrots. That's what it's similar, surprisingly, even though it's by a different company, to Tiny Toons. Because it's the same concept where you get carrots and your carrots are the currency for the bonus game. Or not really, not a bonus game, but in Tiny Toons Hampton will give you 1-ups if you get like 30 carrots. Fuck!
Well, we probably got the idea from this.
Maybe. This is an older game. Slightly, like about a year. Level 2. Now, I can't remember how many worlds. Each world has like 3 levels. I can't remember. Oh, Jesus Christ. You can't duck either. That's a downer. Is that Bugs Bunny cannot duck in this game. I can't remember how many worlds the game has total. I feel like 6 or 7.
Seems like that.
Maybe 6, I think.
That seemed like longer. It seemed like 8 worlds.
No, it's just that some of the later levels are a little rough. Whee!
Yeah.
Oh, I should've. You can get on top of these guys and send them flying. It's not a super hard game, but there are some like kind of fuck parts later on. I feel like there's something. When they're green, you can go. When they're red, they hit you. Get it?
Well,
Yeah, it's kind of a stop and go. Oh, it's just another way to go. Alright, well I need carrots, so I'm gonna go back. Oh, one of these down here. Remember that. Write that down. I'm gonna go back across. Ouch, I'm gonna get shot a little bit.
The waterfall's not bad in this game.
Now, even though I'm not using Game Genie, I want to point out, I used to mess with Game Genie codes as a kid, and I actually came up, I thought I was rather clever. I actually came up with some kind of Game Genie code that allowed you to stay stunned longer in this game, so you could keep, or no, what was it? I think there was a regular Game Genie code to like, you can't use your hammer, you can't attack when you're stunned. So you're momentarily invincible, but you can't attack.
Yeah, you mean it's the Super Bugs code.
Yeah, I called it the Super Bugs code. You remember that? Where you could use the hammer and you stayed stunned longer. So it really was like super cheating, but oh well. I thought, I was proud of myself. Oh fuck.
I mean, you weren't making invincible, it just made you like...
It made you invincible for longer. And you could attack while you were, shit, ouch, while you're invincible. Alright, you. Whee! Some of these are a little rough. Like, honestly, I don't know that you can make this jump. I did.
What's up with the music changing things? I don't get those.
You know, that's a good question. It might do something to the enemies. Fuck. Wow, that's lucky. It might do something to the enemies, but honestly, it might just... It might just change the music just to be neat. I don't know. Just for effect. Fuck you. Stop and go like guys.
Yeah, this was like pretty like a rare game, I think. You know, different.
Yeah. Cool, unique. Ow! I don't think... Fuck. I don't think it makes as good of use of its like gimmick, of its mechanic as Kid Clown does. Oh, fuck off!
No, that's for sure.
Like, Kid Clown, the reason Kid Clown is good, I need that. The reason Kid Clown is so good is because it takes such a simple idea, fuck off, like using a balloon, but you can do so much with that one power-up. You only get that one power in the whole game, but you can do a ton with it from the first level, and that's really cool. Like, if you could have done more with the hammer in this game, like, here is a battle where you actually have to fight the guy, and it's fucking Tweety, little piece of shit, throws tomatoes at you, and he hides behind the grass and just pops out, and you gotta whack-a-mole him, you gotta fucking coax him out. Fuck! You gotta coax him out and hit him before he hits you, because then you can't attack. Shit, I got him. Gotta hit him 3 times. Little piece of shit, go away. Damn it. Come on, Tweety! I always like Sylvester better, that's real talk. Big carrot, fucking balloon, on to the next area.
Got to here.
Now this was actually a Bugs Bunny game. Like this was purposefully a Bugs Bunny game. Whereas Crazy Castle actually started out a Roger Rabbit game in Japan on the Famicom, and in America they made it a Bugs Bunny game, and then in Japan on Game Boy they turned it into the exact same game. They turned into a Mickey Mouse game.
And there's a Ghostbusters
And then they
one.
made, yeah, that's true. Well, no, that's like 2 or something. They made like a Crazy Castle 2 that was Mickey Mouse, and I think we actually got that in America on Game Boy as Mickey Mouse Crazy Castle or whatever. And then, or maybe, and then like, like one of those Crazy Castles on Game Boy, they turned into a Ghostbusters game, but only in Europe.
Yeah, like
It's kind of weird how they kept twisting that license around. And then, of course, on Game Boy Color, I think
Woody Woodpecker.
they had a Woody Woodpecker. They had like Crazy Castle 5, even
I
though
think actually Game Boy Advance maybe.
maybe. Yeah. Fuck off.
They stopped making them because they got like, okay, no supplies anymore.
Sure, the series got a little exhausted.
It'd be kind of cool they wouldn't make a new one.
I guess.
Or remake the originals, you know?
I was playing it recently for to do a solo episode, and I remembered the hard way, like, wow, yeah, this game doesn't play well. Like, it's a fun little concept, but Bugs plays so much better than this. In that game, you slip around like you got fucking grease on your shoes constantly. Like, you just slip on banana peels 100% of the time. Aha! I remember when I used to play this as a kid. When I was a kid, I would play these fucking games, and I would, like, entertain myself by telling myself little stories about the game world and shit. And so I'd be talking about how, oh, yeah, you know, Bugs must have this hammer, because this is his job right here, is he works part-time as a construction worker, and gets rid of all these fucking rocks, you know. I always used to think that was fun, just busting up the rocks. I don't know why. Oh, fuck off. Alright, go down. I always used to think those little bricks were cool.
Yeah, they do pretty cool.
Can't break them, though. Invincible bricks. Maybe I didn't want to come over here. Maybe that's real talk. Because this is later in the level.
What's the point? Just some people want a shortcut?
Yeah. But me, I want as many carrots as I can get. Because I'm going to need those lives later on.
Yeah.
I would say the last, like, 2 or 3 worlds is where it really gets hard. The first couple aren't that bad. Fuck that. Look at that. These guys are good only because if you can get on top of them and hit them, they give you heart. This is honestly worse than the Mega Man shit. Cause that, look at that.
No.
And you have to deal with that shit, like, later on when it's actually hard, and that's fucking rough.
Why the ghost? Oh.
It's a fire, it's a flame thing. One. Shit. Good thing those spikes don't come up too often, but still. Boom. Oh, I fucked myself. No, but he's a rabbit, he can jump really high. Okay. That is neat. You do have a really high jump in this game.
Yeah.
Yeah, those things are bullshit. Hammer time. I don't want to give away too much, but like in the later worlds, you get a couple different enemies, but honestly, there isn't like a ton. I would say one knock on the game is that there isn't a ton of enemy variety.
You know what's weird? They didn't make this on the exclusive by Nintendo.
Yeah, it's a Nintendo exclusive.
Oh, you think they just make a Super Nintendo one or something?
Well, they made, I think Kemco themselves did make that Rabbit Rampage game, but it played way different. I feel like they might have published that. Like they still had the Warner Bros. License or something. You know what? I think it's entirely possible I was full of shit.
What?
I feel like if this is Daffy again, and this is still World 1, I think the world... What are you doing? I think the worlds might actually have 4 levels apiece, not 3. So maybe it goes like fake Daffy boss, real boss, fake Daffy boss, real boss. Maybe. I also don't know what the deal is like when you get the fucking like whack-a-mole bonus level, because there is a different bonus.
I think after each world, so you're probably right.
Maybe it's after each once a world. You might be right.
So it's like kind of.
Oh, yeah. Now here's the thing. I don't remember how many you get. You can get 5 in a row, and it's real hard. And if you get 4 in a row, you get 5 lives. So I don't remember how many lives you get for 5 in a row. Maybe 10. That'd be cool, or 8, something like that. Fuck off. Yeah, 2 more lives. There you go. Stacking those lives like bricks. One more try. Honestly, those numbers go by so fast that it really is chance. You can't like sit there and go, okay, 18. Like maybe someone in the world can, but it seems to me they go too fast to really see.
Okay, now boys, come on, talk it up. Come on, fellas, talk it up now. Let's give it to them. Come on, kids, let's give me your rickety racks. Brick-a-brack-a firecrackers, this boom ba. Bugs Bunny, rah rah rah. Brick-a-brack-a firecrackers, this boom ba. Bugs Bunny, rah rah rah. Brick-a-brack-a firecrackers, this boom ba. Bugs Bunny, rah rah rah.
Maybe. There seems to be more to the States, though. Oh, fuck off. Fucking meatballs.
Mamma mia.
On top of spaghetti. Here's a fucking warp. I ain't warping. I ain't no cheater.
Warp those are for wimps.
I mean, it's cool they put that in there, but...
It's like a nod to Mario, pretty much.
A little bit. These platforms are easier to negotiate just because... Like, you can time when they're gonna come back. Those other ones just blink, 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 you know.
Yeah, they don't do that in games nowadays. We only really did platformers.
Yeah, they don't do a lot of platformers, and the platformers they do make are not 2D. Oh, well, you know, I don't know. There's some indie games, but...
Yeah, but...
Oh, these soapboxes are motherfuckers. Except that they're useful because when you kill them, they make bubbles that you can ride. Which you need to do later on in the game. And these are time bombs. The only way to get them... The only way to get rid of them without hurting yourself is to get on top of them and make them fly away like that. If you hit them with the hammer from the side, they will blow up and hurt you. Because they're a bomb. Piece of fucking shit hammer? Alright. I do think the bubble eventually disappears. Ouch, that was fun. Great, maybe not. You can ride these fucking rocks until they break. And they probably hurt you too. You know, I honestly kind of want to know where that goes. Oh, see, it's a good thing I came here. Except that's No Man's Land. You cannot make that.
Yeah, it's like...
I don't remember what that hammer power-up does. It's entirely possible that it lets you... It temporarily lets you hit faster. Because if you notice... As a drawback, you can only do that. It's like 1, 2, 3. You can't rapid fire it. I think that item lets you rapid fire it. You can also do the Mega Man thing where you can drop down, although that's dangerous sometimes. Mega. Oh, Harold, speaking of waterfalls, Harold's a big fan of 8-bit waterfalls.
The first level, the waterfalls.
Yeah, what do you think about that shit? How do you think that compares to, like, Mario 2 waterfall, or oh shit, or MC Kids waterfall.
It looks more realistic somehow.
Yeah, it's because they got those little like pixel lines. It looks like motion lines in the water instead of just waves.
Yeah. I love waterfalls in games. You just make games.
Now, what about 3D games? Have you seen anything on HD consoles? Have you seen any nice waterfalls in those games?
No, not really. It's
Oh,
not
you
that
see,
game.
you should. You should. Here, speaking of wily motherfucking coyote, this guy's a little prick. But he's not that hard.
I guess a couple of games though, they're shitty.
Oh, jeez, I gotta, okay. This guy's hungry, but I fucked him up. Boom! This should be whack-a-mole time. I used to just rapid fire this shit. It's kind of hard. You gotta wait to tell when they're coming up. Look at that face. Willie the Weasel. I don't even know that that's a real Looney Tunes character.
Could be.
Oh, jeez, I'm fucking up. Fuck you, Willie. Fuck. Damn.
Yeah, well,
I don't think I don't. Maybe I did. I got 16 lives.